Happy Monday and welcome to the Early Edge in 5, powered by SportsLine. I'm Grace Remington, and you know what I'm going to ask you before we begin the show? Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and jump in the chat. We love to hear from you throughout the entire show. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm calling in from HQ today. I'm anchoring our 1 o'clock sportscast every day this week, so I really hope you join me there. But of course, you can always find our cappers on HQ. So here's who's on tonight. M Squared on at 6 o'clock with Allan Bell and Larry live betting the board at 8 o'clock. You can watch on the CBS Sports app, cbssports.com/live, and Paramount Plus. So let's have a Monday, folks, and welcome in the crew here. We got Mike, Barner, AB, and EC today. Light schedule in MLB today, guys. Only 6 games, but we're still out here finding the best bets. And Mikey B, you keep going back to the well with Ellie, the Welly, but tell us why you like him against the O's.
Yeah, we're picking on Cole Irvin today. Cole Irvin pitched for the A's last couple of seasons. He had much better numbers at home in the A's pitcher-friendly home park than he did on the road. So first, we're going to do Ellie De La Cruz over 0.5 runs scored at -110 on DraftKings. He's batting .333. He's got a .395 on base percentage. I love this prop because he has scored at least 1 run in 13 of 17 games since being called up. I mentioned Irvin. He has a 7.71 ERA and a 1.76 whip over his 23 and 1/3 innings with the Orioles this season. And we're going to keep picking on him. We're going to do Matt McLain over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That's -160 on DraftKings. He's also been great. He's hitting .325. He's got a .921 OPS. Now, he's had 37 games with the Reds since he was called up. He has at least 2 combined hits, runs, and RBI, and 22 of them. He's batting .350 with a 1.025 OPS against left-handed pitchers. So we're going to pile on Cole Irvin today and take those 2 Reds props.
Shane says, respect the people's capper. Mikey B is definitely doing that, setting EC up again for another single game parlay.
Oh,
love what you're doing there.
That unintentional, intentional, I guess. That's
I know.
for you, EC.
It always is. All right. The chat's already blowing up with LSU Florida talk. So we got to talk about the championship that is on the line tonight in Omaha. Gators forcing a Game 3 in the College World Series after that crazy, historic 24-4 win against LSU. AB, you're capping this for us, but question before your pick, Paul Skeens, if he comes into this game, would be coming off 3 days of rest. Do you expect to see him at any point?
Yeah, so you're going to see Paul Skeens. The question is how much and when do you see Paul Skeens? So, Grace, I'll throw the question back to you because this is the same question that LSU's manager, Jay Johnson, is facing, all right? So this is the shortest rest Paul Skeens would have ever come upon. We're talking about a guy who throws 120 to 130 pitches a game, all right? So you essentially have 4 to 5 innings of Skeens. Here's the question. Do you start the game with Skeens or do you finish the game with Skeens? Which would you choose?
Oh, my gosh.
It's brutal.
How am I supposed to answer that?
He's the best pitcher in the country. He is going to be the #1 pick in the MLB draft. The Pittsburgh Pirates are watching this because he's going to be on their roster here. And, yeah.
He's a starter. You would have to start him, right? Because they have a routine.
I mean, they do, but he's good enough to where you're essentially asking the question, can I survive 5 innings and bring in the best pitcher in the country? Or do I start with him? And not that they don't have, they've got excellent relievers and closers, right? But, I mean, it's Paul Skeens. So,
EC, what do you think?
Well, I think you see a lot of times where they will start somebody else and then bring in their best pitcher, like Madison Bumgarner. I think World Series was at 2014 against the Royals. They brought him in for the last few innings to kind of close it out. That's what I think they'll do. I would personally start him, but I'll tell you what, tonight I'm feeling an under. I don't know why, but I just, after that 20-some run output by Florida yesterday, it feels like the perfect day to deviate. We'll see if AB agrees with me.
EC, of course, jumps straight ahead to the pick. Jose Rodriguez agrees with you, brings back Madison Bumgarner vibes. Mike McClure in the chat says he would start him. JJ says, don't let him pitch, save his arm for the MLB. I think we would all love that. I am nervous for him. He's out there pumping 100 miles an hour on pitch number 123. I just don't think college programs care about the future of their players. Sorry, but it's a good thing they can be paid now. Let's get to the pick of this game, though. Tigers still a massive favorite despite the blowout yesterday. The best odds I've seen for them is -160. Florida, the best odds I've seen for them is from our partner Caesars at +150. The total set at 9.5. So, AB, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, and real quick, this is how important the transfer portal is, all right? Before the season, in the transfer portal, LSU adds Paul Skeens, Tommy Tanks White, and their man Hurd from UCLA, closer-wise, who is one of the best in the country. I mean, that's the greatest transfer portal haul of all time. All right, so now getting into this game. So anyone on sportsline.com last night, this morning, who saw our article for game 3, actually who saw the article for game 2 where I said if Florida wins, jump and take LSU as fast as humanly possible because the number is going to move. So on the site, we have LSU money line -130, and we also have the over 8.5. But those numbers are long gone. LSU money line's close to 200 now. It's over in some books, Grace, as you mentioned. And even, the total, it's gone from 8.5 to now 9.5. So I yap and say all that to say this. Our one play in the show, LSU -1.5 +110. That's what we're going with. Because if LSU wins this game, it's likely going to be by more than one run. So we've got our picks in for the site. Those don't change. We have those two. We're ready to go. But as for the site, LSU -1.5. And EC, buddy, I don't disagree, man. Like 9.5, that's a big number there. So, yeah.
That's
LSU.
a big number, AB. I'm telling you, I just have a feeling this feels like a game. You see these decided games, I feel like, are generally lower scoring. Not in all cases, but I feel like in most they are. And tonight, I think everybody's on deck. I mean, everybody's available. I can't imagine that any pitcher is out of whack tonight.
And now, understand this real quick. 2 things, and Grace, I will give your show right back to you. One, on the other side, you're seeing Caglione for Florida, a dude who can pitch, a dude who can hit. This dude is like, I'm not saying he's Shohei Ohtani, but I mean, the guy's doing this at a high level. And number 2, for everyone who jumped on the site plays, all right? So the fact that we have LSU money line and LSU money line and then the over 8.5, you have a game between the game. So understand what you have is essentially LSU team total of 4. If LSU scores 4 runs, you are guaranteed that either LSU will win or the over will hit and you will split. So that is your game within the game. If you have those 2 plays, LSU to get to 4 runs, and you are guaranteed to split one of those.
Okay, that's good to know live. I will add, so I was just searching Twitter right now. I did see a report earlier from a college baseball site, and now some former LSU players are tweeting that Thatcher Hurd is going to get the start.
Yep. So, okay. So real quick, Thatcher Hurd, that's exactly who that's the transfer from UCLA. He's generally their closer coming in. That would make sense. So keep going. Yes.
No, that's all. I just wanted to update everyone watching. Was doing my journalistic role there.
So they might opt to have Skeens in the game.
Yeah, basically they're just trashing everything we just said. So
hey, it's not.
That's why we're not the managers.
Strategy. If you could survive it and just not be down, you're literally bringing in the arm of God. So
right. Okay. Awesome preview, guys. Let's go back to the bigs. And EC, I'm guessing your weekend didn't go as planned because you got another strikeout parlay for us today, but please start us off with your singles plays.
All right. Well, Grace, first of all, I had the almost of almost this weekend. I had a 5-pick same game parlay on Saturday with all Angels players. All I needed to hit, I hit 4 of them by the 3rd inning. All I needed was 2 total bases from Ohtani. They scored 25 runs. He went 1 for 7 with a single. Disgusting. So yes, my weekend did not go as planned, but now it's a new week, and so we start again. Let's start with Anthony Santander. The Baltimore Orioles over 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs at plus 110. He's homered in 5 of his last 6 games, and the guy he's facing, Brandon Williamson, a lefty, has given up all 8 of his homers to right-handed batters, of which Santander is one, as he is a switch hitter. I have a feeling he goes yard again tonight and hits this on one swing for us. So let's roll with it at plus money. So then we're going to go to Justin Verlander over 18.5 outs recorded at plus 125. The Mets yesterday were an utter disaster in the bullpen. Used 5 guys. They totally blew the game against the Phillies. Verlander kind of alternates good and bad starts. His home ERA is 2.5 points lower than his road ERA. They're playing at home. Current Brewers are 6 of 41, which is a 146 average against Verlander. I think he goes at least 7 innings tonight and hits this. And then we have a parlay because I wasn't here on Friday and we needed to throw something in it there to wake you guys up on a Monday. Spencer Strider, 9 or more strikeouts, and Reed Detmers, 5 or more strikeouts. You can get this on FanDuel at -113. Strider has 7 starts at home. He's hit this number and in 6 of them, he had 8 one other time. I think he's going to go for 9 or even double digits tonight, so feeling good about that. And the Twins also strike out the most in the league by a wide margin, so that helps our cause. Reed Detmers has 5 or more strikeouts in all 7 of his home starts this season, and he has 8 strikeouts in each of his last 3 starts. That's a low number for him, the 5, but I feel like we're going to hit this one. I'm feeling great today, Grace, despite the fact that Ohtani on Saturday, that's a really bad beat. Almost.
Where is it? Schwan50 in the chat says, every day is an almost from EC.
If you guys only knew.
You must be awesome at horseshoes, EC.
What about hand grenades?
Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing. I have nothing more to say about that.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, let's get to the recap screen, guys. We got a trio of plays in the Reds-Orioles game. EC's got Anthony Santander over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI at +110. In the Brewers-Mets, he's on Justin Verlander over 18.5 outs recorded at +125. And the strikeout parlay that we were missing so much from Friday is the Braves' Spencer Strider, 9+ strikeouts, and the Angels' Reed Detmers at 5+ strikeouts. Parlay those together for -113 odds. The Mikey B back to the Reds and O's. Ellie De La Cruz over half a run scored. Okay, so we just need 1 at -110. And then Matt McLain over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI at -160. And in the Men's College World Series, last college baseball game of the season, we're going to miss it. AB's got LSU on the run line at +110. So that's going to do it for us on this episode of The Early Edge in 5. The show will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. This crew will be back tomorrow at 4. Remember to catch the guys tonight on HQ at 6 and 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back on the desk here tomorrow at 1 with some of your favorite cappers joining me for AB, Mikey B, and DC. I'm Grace Remington. We'll see you at the pay window. Thanks for watching.